guys, welcome back to my channel. Mermaid Nina here. Well, I thought I would do another packing video, except tonight's video is kind of be based on the kids, and I'm talking kids who are old enough to carry their very own park bag. So I don't know, depending on your kid, it could be starting at the age 7 or 8, obviously all the way to teenagers and young adults. If you guys have seen any of my park bag videos before, you will know that I absolutely have been encouraging my children to carry their very own park bag in the park. It's easier on them. It's easier on me. And I have a few park bag videos dedicated to kids already out there, but I thought I would do some updating because even as my kids have gotten older, that not only do they carry new and different things, but their bags have changed. So I wanted to help you out in case you guys do have kiddos who are old enough to carry their very own park bag. Not only am I going to show you my favorite park bags for kiddos and teens alike, right? But I'm going to show you what stuff I actually encourage my families and my clients and my own kids to carry in their own park bags. Again, the whole point is to make it easier on us as parents and easier on the kiddos while they're at Disney or Universal or wherever the heck you're going, right? So the first thing is the bag. Now, if you've seen any of my previous videos, you will know that I absolutely love a sling bag. That is a bag that you can wear in the front and then you can sling it and wear it in the back. Why do you think I love this style of bag? Anyone know? It's because you don't have to take the bag off. And when we're talking kiddos, having to take off a bag and possibly leaving it behind, thus losing it, can be problematic. So starting at the age, I don't know, 7 or 8, I think my kids have been carrying their very own Disney park, theme park bag, right? So this is my daughter's current bag. It's actually a Vera Bradley, which we'll get into, but it's a sling bag, meaning it only has one strap. So she can wear it so the bag's in front of her, so she can open up all the zippers and get out what she wants. Or she can fling it around and just have the strap in front of her if we're just walking through Magic Kingdom or the parks. In addition to that, when she needs to go on a ride, she just flips it back over and then she's on the ride and puts her seatbelt out in front. There's only a few select rides where they actually make her take it off, but in general, she can actually sit there on the ride with the sling bag directly in front of her. And again, this is so she doesn't lose it, so she doesn't leave it behind. So again, this is my daughter's. It is a Vera Bradley sling bag. My son, who is now 10, has gone through a few bags. I think he's a little bit more rough or tumble than my daughter is. And this is his sling bag, the same situation. His is actually just kind of a generic bag found on Amazon. I do have the link over on my Amazon account, but it's the same kind of thing. It's a bag with the sling with multiple zippers. Now, what I love about his bag specifically is he has a special mesh pocket here for water bottles. Yes, no more digging in the bag to find your water bottle. And better yet, no more bugging mom and dad. Hey, I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty. Can I have my water bottle? Can I have a snack? Yes, you know that. You know what I'm talking about? Them being able to carry their own just few select items will just make everything more smooth for you guys when going on your next Disney vacation. So yes, those are my kids' 2 backpacks. Again, both of these you can find on Amazon. And if you're looking for something a little different or, you know, a little bit more expanded, I also love, I know, a fanny pack at the theme parks, or as some people want to call them, a crossbody sling. This is my fanny pack right here. It is by Kipling. Again, you can find it on Amazon. It's one of the larger size Kiplings, which I love because you can actually fit a water bottle inside of this. Again, water bottle is going to be key when we talk about the list. And the next option to get, especially if you have a daughter who's a little bit older, those Loungefly backpacks. Although small, they should be large enough to fit in whatever a teenager would want to put inside one of those backpack. So I highly suggest to my parents and my families is to just go ahead and get your kids one of these bags and kind of fill it up with the items we're going to talk about, so that when you're in the theme park, they have their stuff and they're not constantly bothering you for yours. Does this make sense? So we're going to go over the bags, ready? And then we're going to talk about all the items that I think you should consider putting in your kids' park bag. So the first one up is my daughter's. Now she absolutely loves her Vera Bradley, and what I love about this one is it's not quilted. So it's not obviously like a quilted Vera Bradley, but it is something we can easily kind of wipe down in case she gets anything on it. It has a few zippers here in front, which work great in case she has a cell phone or she wants to get something out like a wallet, right? And then she has one larger zip here, which is great for any of her big items. Now this is where she's gonna stick her water bottle, because this type of bag doesn't have the water bottle on the outside, but that's okay because this space is plenty big enough for you to take an actual water bottle and stick it inside. So that makes this bag absolutely perfect for her. It also has like one of those peekaboo pockets, that's what I call them. It's a little pocket in the back here where you could put a few items, sometimes a charger cable, something like that. So when you're wearing it in front, you can actually access the peekaboo zipper right here while you have the sling in front of you. So you can wear the sling in front, right? So you can still open all the zippers and get inside and get what you want. And then all you have to do is flip it around and she's good to go. She's ready to go across the park. Now this is a great bag for you parents as well, or single adults, whatever you are. This Vera Bradley makes a great bag for pretty much everyone. Now you might notice a few little hangy things. I absolutely have two things that hang on both of my kids' bags. My son has it as well. One is for sanitizer, which we will talk about, right? So that way she just has to quickly spray her hands. She's good to go. The other one fits chapstick. Nothing worse than having chapped lips when you're on vacation. But yes, this is essentially a sling bag. This is the Vera Bradley for her. All right, this is my son's bag. And again, very similar to the Vera Bradley where you can flip it. So I don't really need to show you that, where you can access all the zippers. But again, the perk to this one is it has that outside water bottle feature, but it fits and then you can kind of zip tie it on. But yes, it can fit your everyday kind of normal water bottle, which I love. He's got a few pockets in front, which are great and spacious. I mean, these pockets open pretty wide. He can get a lot in there if that's what he wants to carry. Then he's got one big zipper. Again, you could put a water bottle in here. You could put a whole lunch in here if you wanted to. And then you have another pocket back here to put something that maybe you're afraid is gonna fall out, maybe like a power cord or a charging cord or something like that. He's also got one of those peekaboo pockets in the back. His is slightly larger, but again, so he can put a few things in here when he's wearing the bag in front of him. And again, you'll notice he's got a thing for hand sanitizer, which I'm gonna show you guys, and a thing for chapstick. That way when he's wearing the bag at all times, he always has hand sanitizer, chapstick, and when you flip it around, water. I cannot tell you how much this has saved my life when my kids were little. Just to not bug me about water alone is key. Now, for those of you who are wondering about the Kipling, I would take the same hand sanitizer and chapstick and I would put it on the edge of the Kipling. But this is a nice size fanny pack. I mean, look at how wide this opens. This is good for a mom or dad as well. It's got one giant pocket. Again, it's large enough to fit my entire water bottle. So again, awesome that. Then we've got a zipper in the back here, which again, you can use for just a few little things that you're afraid is gonna fall out. And then it's got a front zipper right here, which I usually use for like my ID, my wallet, some cash, whatever. But this is a good size bag for those of you looking for alternatives. Again, I wouldn't necessarily give a little kiddo a fanny pack, but a teenager, or even mom or dad, this is a good option for you guys as well. So with the bags aside, right, what do I put in them? So I'm gonna say that 100% all of these items fit in both of these bags. So if you're wondering what fits in these bags, all of this stuff does, because these are their actual bags and these are actually their actual items. So let's get into it. So the first thing, and I know I keep mentioning it, is water. The whole point is that the kids don't have to bother you when they're thirsty. So you absolutely want to fill their bags with their own water. Absolutely love something that has easy access, easy to drink water. The next thing is snacks, unlimited snacks. I actually make my kids pack their own snacks. Each and every park morning, I have them go into the drawer in the hotel, right? Or in the suitcase while in the hotel, and I have them pack their own park bags, refilling their own water and grabbing their own snacks so I don't have to. But these are like the big key items that I would say has to be in every single kid's bag, those teenagers as well. Get them their own snacks, get them their own water bottle. Next thing up, and this one's kind of key, and I don't think a lot of people really think about it, and that's entertainment. What do I mean by entertainment? I'm talking, ooh, we're stuck in a super duper long line and you don't want your kids bothering you entertainment. Or we're waiting forever for our restaurant reservation and you don't want the kids bothering you. So obviously some things to consider would be a cell phone. Again, for your teenager, probably having a cell phone is something they already have. Maybe you have a tablet. For the little kiddos, how about a coloring book? Or I used to have a highlights magazine. I would pack my kids that had like puzzles, crossword puzzles, and like matching puzzles. I would roll that up and put that in their park bag along with a multicolored pen, right? So they could do some sort of games inside a coloring book or some sort of, or even like a Sudoku book. I mean, any sort of book / coloring book you could pack. You could pack some sort of MP3 player, iPods. People still have iPods. I have an iPod. Anyway, those kiddos can listen to music. Perhaps just having earbuds in for a cell phone is a good idea. Any form of games, any way to play games. Also fun, just some way to entertain the kids so they're not driving you crazy. Both of my kids keep spinners, fidgets inside their park bags just because they get bored and they touch stuff and they're just driving me crazy. I'm like, get out your fidget spinner. Also consider things like a hidden Mickey book. That's right, this is also up on my Amazon link. We have them for Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line. They have a newer updated version as well, but this is a good thing for the kids to kind of look at while they're in line, and then they can try to find the hidden Mickeys throughout their vacation. Next thing I've gotten my kids is Mad Libs, but Disney style right here. So while we're in line, the kids can take their pen, they can fill this out and have a good chuckle. You could also just bring a little pad of paper or a notebook. Perhaps you have a kid who likes to draw, or you want to do something as simple as play like hangman, right? Stuff, just little things. Think about ways to entertain each other while you're in line. And if you want to utilize something like a cell phone or a tablet, you want to definitely make sure you back up and get all those games and those movies and those TV shows and whatever you're going to put, all the music, all those things you're going to put on those devices, put them on the device ahead of time. Put all those fun inline games on your phone ahead of time. And of course, if you're going to do anything with electronics, don't forget a backup battery. Nothing is going to annoy your kids more than if their tablet, their phone, their music, whatever, the battery dies. So make sure you have a backup battery with, of course, all the cords you're going to need. And one thing my son does for entertainment is he has his own camera. It's just one of my extra cameras I had 100,000 years ago. He actually loves to take fun pictures with his camera. I guess he's trying to be a little bit like mom. But yes, any way you can entertain your kiddos in line is gonna be key. All right, next thing up is kind of personal care items. Obviously, older kids would need stuff that's slightly different from the younger kiddos, right? So, your best judgment. I'm talking about things like chapstick, sunglasses, sun hats, perhaps a fan, a neck fan, right? For each kiddo, each person, a cooling towel, season depending, stuff like that. You want to think in advance, right? And just put that stuff in your kiddos' bag ahead of time, because that way when they get too hot, they can get out their own fan, they can get out their own glasses and kind of take care of themselves as best as they can. Now, one thing I do always pack my kids as well is gum. There is no gum on property. So if your kids are gum chewers, or they, perhaps they get nervous about a ride, a little motion sickness, pack them their own gum, put it in their bag. I've got Tic Tacs here. I've got another smidget just filled of like hard candy gums, ginger chews, stuff like that. I'll put that in here and just go ahead and stick it in their bag as a just in case, right? You also don't want to forget something as simple as tissues, right? In case someone wants to blow their nose, or like I said, hand sanitizer. When COVID happened, Disney put hand sanitizer machines everywhere. Well, they've been slowly removing those or not filling them, not really sure. So bringing your own hand sanitizer is great. Like I said, my kids have their own on their own bag. So all I have to do is say, hey, don't forget to sanitize, don't forget to sanitize. Every single ride where they've touched a handlebar or something, I'm like, sanitize. So yeah, they all have these little hand sanitizers on their bags. You could get one with just gel hand sanitizer as well, or you could just pack a bunch of hand sanitizer wipes. It's all up to you, just something to consider. And of course, if you have teenagers or older kids, things you might want to put in their bags, right? Deodorant. A certain teen of a certain age might want to pack her own makeup, or maybe hair ties to put her hair up, or a hairbrush, stuff like that, and other such personal items that someone might need throughout the day. So yeah, go ahead and get them a bag and fill it with those items. Other things you want to consider are an ID. So obviously my older kids, they can bring their school IDs with them, and that's great. But I always put some form of ID in their bag so that if they get lost with their bag, someone can find me. I find putting in my business card works perfect for that. So that way if something happens, someone can get a hold of me. And then for years and years, I've been collecting the address labels that Disney likes to give you with your package. I actually put these on every park bag as well. So I just put our name and our phone number. That way, if someone loses the bag or the kid gets lost with the bag, you have a way of identifying both them and the bag. And of course, because my kids have food allergies, they always have a chef card in their bag, which identifies not only who they are, but what their allergies are, because I don't want someone accidentally feeding my kid one of their allergens. So yeah, don't forget about some form of ID or way to identify who your kid is and how to find you, right? Makes sense? Next thing up is cash. And again, this might be better for the older kids, but you want to give your kids some cash or some Disney gift cards. That way they can be responsible for buying their own Mickey pretzels or their own popcorn, or perhaps they saw a t-shirt they want to go get and they're going to meet you later in line and they just want to go get their t-shirt. I find giving them the responsibility of having their own money kind of helps them grow up and learn a few things, right? Of course, they don't really do this much anymore, but my kids absolutely love the smashed pennies, the smash penny machine. So I would suggest getting them a little Ziploc baggie or a little coin bag where they can collect their smashed pennies. Or my daughter has one of these books right here where she can actually store all her pressed pennies. So this is usually in her park bag as well. Don't forget extra pins, right? In case you want to do pin trading. So pack your kids some extra pins, because every gift shop or thing that they come upon, they're going to see a pin board. They might want to trade. You can tell them, at least I tell mine, go look in your backpack, grab one of the pins from your backpack. This way they're not packing one of their favorite pins, but kind of a backup pin. And I know that COVID is kind of, it's not gone, but people aren't wearing masks like they used to, and that's fine. To each their own. I personally have my kids pack backup masks in their bag. A, we don't know when something's going to get worse and we need to have masks. And B, I do ask them to mask up when we're in a super duper crowded situation, like a really busy park bus. Again, to each their own. So my kids always have a backup mask, and I always put it on a lanyard for them. That way the mask isn't constantly going from face to pocket to backpack. They can just kind of wear it around their lanyard as needed, and then when we're done with the mask, then they put it away. But those are the kinds of things I think about for the kiddos. You kind of want to think it light, right? You don't want the kids holding all the stuff to the point where their bags are so heavy, they're kind of miserable. But yet you want to take the weight off you, right? You don't want to be the one holding all the stuff. You want them to have some form of control and responsibility, having their own water and their own snacks and their own chapstick and stuff like that, because it just teaches them responsibility and the fact they don't have to just constantly bother you for everything. Like I said, my kids have had their own backpack for several years now. I would say I started them about 7 or 8, kid depending. Obviously some kids maybe are not responsible enough yet, but even early on I would just fill it with water and snacks. You know, you don't want to put anything too expensive or crazy in there in case they do lose it. I also don't pack my kids' favorite lovies in their bags, again, just in case they lose it. But something as simple as water and snacks and identification for those littles is a great idea. And of course, those teenagers, I cannot tell you how many clients I have who don't think about this, right? And then they get to Disney, the teenager sees the super duper expensive uber duper bag that they just have to have, and then they get that. If you think ahead of time, you can get your kid a bag that works just as great, and maybe you're not paying for the super duper expensive one, unless that's the bag you want to give them. This is also a good way to say, surprise, you're going to Disney World, right? Because you're handing them a park bag, right? You can get them a t-shirt that says we're going to Disney World and their own park bag filled with all forms of goodies. Absolutely a great way to surprise your kiddos. You can also put a pair of mouse ears in their bag as well. But anyway, guys, I hope this kind of helped you out. I feel like some of this stuff seems kind of obvious, right? Like, well, of course you should have Kleenex. But sometimes not everyone thinks about it until it's too late, until you're like, oops, I wish I had Kleenex, or I wish the kids had their own neck fans. I feel like some of this stuff might seem kind of obvious now when you see it, but I can tell you that it's kind of hard when you're packing. You forget about a few of these things. So that's why I'm hoping these videos are helpful. Just think, kids are miniature versions of you. So if it's something you would want in your park bag, consider putting it in theirs. I do save things like Band-Aids and like sunscreen and stuff like that for my park bag. I try to just get them stuff that they really need and use on their own in their park bag. Anyway, guys, I hope you found this video useful. And of course, don't forget those magic bands for your kiddos as well. Doesn't matter if it's the 2.0 or the Plus. Magic bands, having kids each have their own magic band is absolutely convenient when at the theme parks. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful, or hopefully it just set up a light bulb for you in things that you can pack for your own kiddos, or the fact that you didn't even think to pack your kiddos their own backpack. So hopefully this video helped you out, guys. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If the subscribe button is red, please click it, turn it gray, hit the bell icon for notifications, like this video, and comment. Do you already pack your kids a park bag? And what is in your kids' park bags that I didn't mention? Let me know in the comments. Or did you watch this video and you're like, I never even thought that my 8-year-old should have her own bag? Just let me know in the comments, guys, because it helps me think about what the next video should be. But yeah, as always, guys, mahalo for watching. Nina out. Bye, guys.